What's up, Sherpa Network? Happy holidays. Go Birds. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Festivus. Happy Boxing Day. It is that time of year. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jonathan Tenenbaum, a.k.a. JT, a.k.a. J On, a.k.a. Sherpa Winfrey, and the host and producer of DomainSherpa, where all roads lead to domains. Today's show is the DomainSherpa Xmas Extravaganza, the Holiday Spectacular. There's really not that much different about today's show than the usual show, but, you know, we are
Yes,
kind of
there
vibing.
is.
Well, it is because we're all like wearing, except for Josh.
We're
I
festive.
I started out with my Go Birds. I got that. I have another Philly. Hold on, let's see. Option. Had the for those that are only listening and not watching, I'm just showing off some of my Christmas gear. Those are all the Philly mascots for the sports, rocking their different Christmas type attire.
Look like a bunch of nothing to me.
Well, that's because you got the blazer, man. Well, you know what? We'll get to that. But I would say for those of you that are only listening and not watching, you're missing out on some of the swag, some of the vibe that we're bringing here on this special end of year holiday show. But like I said, today is technically a DomainSherpa review, getting into the minds of successful domain investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics to become more successful domain name investors ourselves. The experts, 4 segments to a DomainSherpa review, the grand opening. That's where I intro the Sherpas. We see what's going on with them, talk about some related things, some unrelated things. That's what's going on right now. Then we get into the domain game. We hear about what the Sherpas recently bought or sold. Everybody guesses on the price. We keep score, and then somehow, some way, someday, get some swag to the winners. But no, none of that swag today. Today we're rocking our Christmas holiday gear. Then we get into NameJet and a Jet, sponsored by NameJet. Review a list of domains coming up for auction, see what the Sherpas like and what they don't like. And then last but not least, we get into grand closing, where we discuss anything we haven't covered already, what's going on in the domain space, looking at the market trends, current events, and allowing our guests to mention or promote anything they want to talk about that we've not already discussed. So with that, let's go ahead and introduce the Sherpas. Over to my left, we got my boy Amar Kubba, a.k.a. King Kubba, a.k.a. Danny Ocean, a.k.a. the even greater Gatsby. Don't chase an unworthy dream, y'all, a.k.a. Amarzan, a.k.a. Kuba Libre, a.k.a. LL Amar J, a.k.a. Kuba Soze. Too lit to quit. Show them the Christmas gear. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Too lit to quit, baby. I like it. But yeah, look, end of year, touched on it for a second. So what do you guys do? So now, we're recording on the Tuesday. Christmas is actually, we're going to drop this on Christmas Day. We've got a week and, a day or two before the end of the year. So Braden mentioned taxes. What else are you guys like? What is the housekeeping that you guys are doing here in this last week and change before the end of 2025?
You try to accelerate as many expenses as you can. If you've had a good year, you try to bring them into this year.
Yep.
Lower your taxable income. So going through, and .ios are going up again, which is fucking insane. So gonna probably early renew some of those, and take a long, harder look, and maybe, plan on dropping some more. But yeah, so you just, try to accelerate as many expenses as you can into the year. You also, maybe if you have some stock losses that you can, kind of take, maybe take those now. Crypto you still have your that loophole where you can sell and buy right back. So if you have any, if you
bought trading,
harvest some losses, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So if you bought on the way up, you can sell real quick and buy right back, and
and on that note, NFTs, you can do some tax harvesting by dumping all your old NFTs that have dropped by 90% which actually I just did yesterday. My Ape-In Productions that went to zero.
That hurts my heart, man. But
I dumped those.
Hey,
I had 9 of them. Thank you very much.
I'm glad look, you had such a good year selling domains that I actually feel that I'm glad. And look, people that are listening don't see you scratching your forehead with your middle finger. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. But I'm just glad we're able to help you offset some of those big gains you had this year selling all those domains. I mean, you had a record-breaking year. Didn't you, weren't you just on, was it the DN Wire podcast, Domain Name Wire podcast with Andrew talking about your year? And
yep.
So, hey man, just glad we could help. That's it's the little things.
Nope,
Consider
that was
it a
not
gift.
a help.
Consider that a gift.
Thanks for nothing. But nice try though.
Hey,
Appreciate
the effort was there. The effort was there. Unfortunately, the market's funky, man. NFTs, even looking at stuff like Bored Apes, they've gone down now to 5 ETH or less. And, it's pretty wild. There were times when, and people were posting some of the things like there was a point where the mutant serum, like I don't know if you remember the mega mutant
Yep.
serum, had an offer of $4 million. It had an offer of a thousand ETH, 1,000 ETH when ETH was trading at 4 grand. And dude's like, nah, I'm a hold out. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit's gonna be worth even. Somebody actually said they're like, when I see pics of like this kind of stuff, it makes 2021 seem like a fever dream. Because it's just so
crazy.
crazy.
So
but on that note, if you still either believe in the value of the NFT or B, you just appreciate the art concept, then now is actually a good time to buy those things because people are dumping to tax loss harvest.
Yeah. Well, I think, look, when you talk about Bored Apes, you talk about CryptoPunks. I mean, there's Beeple type stuff. There's definitely things that I think, but it's just the market obviously has changed and evolved so much. It's hard. Everybody, wants number go up and, the drops and all that stuff. And it's like, once all that's been exhausted and done, it's like, where's the upside, And
well,
it's
all the apes and all the Yuga Labs projects, they're still actually tapping it. Now you can take something that's unsellable and literally sell it for a penny and realize the losses.
right. Because then, otherwise have opportunities. You could burn them, I guess, would be an option. There's, send it to like a burn address or something. But
but that doesn't, then there's no sale.
Right. Well, I guess
this triggers a sale and they generate a receipt, or if you're using CoinTracker or something, it shows up in CoinTracker.
Oh, very cool.
But you can technically still, if it's worthless, you can still write it off as worthless. This gives
not
you
worthless. It's just worth less.
This just gives
I didn't even hit Braden's tagline in his intro, but yeah, that's the. So here's a question. So what about for domain names? If you have domain that you bought that was a trendy domain that you bought for a bunch of money, because we do some of this as well. Like when we, readjust our, the value of our domain portfolio. Do you ever do write downs or write offs on any of the domains that you own?
No, because you're depreciating them already.
Yeah.
You're already depreciating them. So, I mean, it kind of just happens naturally over time, right?
I guess that depends on how you're accounting, but
yes, that's correct.
So if you're accounting for it where you're depreciating them over what period of time?
I think my accountant does 5 years.
So what happens over 5 years? It just continually
your basis goes to zero.
Okay.
And then that's it. You're writing off 20% per year for 5 years.
Okay. And then you realize 100%.
Then you realize when you sell it, you realize the gain on 100% of that as
so you depreciate the value for 5 years as if it ends up to where regardless of what. So if you paid, let's say $10,000 for a domain, and you're effectively doing like a $2,500 or $2,500 write down every year.
Yeah, $2,000 every year.
Or if it's 5 years, right? Okay, 5 years, then it's $2,000 a year. So then effectively that goes up against your sales for the year, right? So those effectively become losses, right, or expenses almost.
Yeah.
So then that happens automatically every year with your domains, basically. So what's
the accountant does it, but like Josh says, everybody handles it differently. Some people do very, very aggressive 3 years. Some people,
well,
5
what's the premise
seems to be.
Then though? Why would it be? Because then you're assuming that it's because it has no value, right? I mean, is that effectively why you're doing that?
No, that's just like anything real estate, you also depreciate it, but over a much longer period, right? But
yeah, that makes sense. Well, I know when you depreciate like equipment, right? Because its useful life is only so long, right?
Right. Exactly.
I guess what I was trying to figure out was for domains, what the sort of argument is to say that they're losing their value year over year.
Yeah, I don't do it that way. I think in an audit that wouldn't work well because we're investing in names that are appreciating in value, and to take a depreciation and then show 100% gain, it just seems ass backwards.
That's
or
And
bass
how
backwards. You know what I'm
a
saying?
lot of the
I think it's an interesting question. You know, that would actually make for a pretty interesting topic at like a ICA or NamesCon, you know, to talk about the tax treatment of domains. You know, because I'm not an expert. I mean, and you know, it's one of those things where, you know, like you said, everybody sort of handles it differently.
I bet you all four of us do it differently.
I just got off the phone with my CPA. I should talk to her about this.
You might want.
Well, except that if you don't do that, right? If you're not taking the full expense of the cost right off the bat and you're spreading the expense out, then basically, then, you know, you have less to offset sooner, Amar, right? So you're.
Well, right. But you, well, you know, it's a
Most people
longer
do it like
conversation.
Braden, I think, now. Yeah.
Most people, you're doing it like Braden? You're taking 100% write off on your first year on purchase price.
It depends. It depends.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, so I,
Well, and I think it really, and real quick, because I think, you know, we're going to spend too much time talking about this. And I think we're going to, you know, I think it's an interesting sort of topic and one that we should drill into at some point. Or, you know, I think there's some value in this, in a deeper dive with, you know, some of the experts, get some tax folks to really talk about like what's what. But but then I think it, you know, it all washes out anyway once you sell the domain, as long as you're selling it for more than you're buying it for. So, you know, it's just how you're treating it in the meantime, you know, in those calendar years and how that impacts, you know, your taxes. So, all right, well, cool.
The issue is with domains, just to go back, the issue is with domains is that very few of them sell, right? So like if you're running a business, most of the time you're trying to churn all of that inventory. And the domain business, it's not even, it's lower than any other business, right? So it just doesn't, if you're not offsetting those initial expenses until the sale, you're at like severe disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, I think I think you're kind of looking at, again, we're talking about it from a tax standpoint based on sort of carrying the cost. And when you apply the cost for the purposes of, you know, calculating your taxes, you know, one thing would be to say to take the full value, you pay the $10,000 for the domain. You know, you don't incur the expense at all initially, and you incur it completely when it sells, right? The other option is to do something, either a depreciation or some write down kind of model where you're doing on a per domain or some scheduled basis. The other option is to take the full expense at the time that you buy it. So then when you sell it, you're then you'll pay taxes on the full amount, right? So it's just a question of timing. And I think it's an interesting, again, it's academic almost in nature, right? So it's like a very interesting thing. And I think that, to Josh's point, it's probably everybody doing it different. It would be interesting, again, to kind of like get some, you know, sort of, you know, so some experts to talk and opine about, hey, what's, you know, and some, you know, so then there's different variables and all that. So, but like I said, I don't want to get too far into the weeds on it. I think, but let's not spend any more time on it today because we got other stuff to do here on the DomainSherpa Holiday Extravaganza. I had something else that I wanted to say too, but I totally forget. So instead, let's get cracking with the domain game. And Mar, you got a buy or a sell? You want to kick us off?
I have a sell. Well, I have a couple actually. Do you guys want a .ai or a .com?
Whichever is largest.
That's what she said.
Oh, bang! Let's go.
All right. Well, in this case, then the .ai is largest.
Ooh, okay.
So
is it largest .ai?
Right. So the domain is, and this is, I love that Josh is on the show today because this was bought on DNX. So shout out to my dog Josh. The domain is Lumens, LUMENS.ai. Do you remember that one, Josh?
Yeah, it was like yesterday.
No.
No, it was, I mean, like it was pretty recent.
It was earlier this year.
Yeah.
So Josh knows it then.
No. He doesn't know.
I don't know what he sold it for.
Oh, got it. Oh, because you bought it on DNX.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So Lumens, LUMENS.ai.
All right, Lumens.ai.
Damn, dude. You're crushing the .ai sales. Absolutely crushing it.
All right.
Good for you.
All right, we ready to flip?
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is low, actually. All right.
All right, ready, set, flip. All right, I got 70,000. You can't see it with my background. Oh, Braden's 65,000. I'm at 70,000, and Josh is at 85,000.
Right in the middle.
I know, I'm stuck.
65, 70, and 85.
And the number is 99,900.
Oh, Josh, circle gets a square. Let's go. Nice sale, man. Nice sale. So,
when'd you buy it? What'd you pay?
I earlier this year, and I paid $2,000.
Oof.
And plus the renewal. So
wow.
2,200.
Okay, well, in that case, not such a great sale.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, it really hurt my.
That's awesome, man.
ROI. So
this dude just makes it look easy.
I asked Josh about it when I bought it, and again, big shout out to Josh. He's really whoever is not on DNX is not using it. You guys are leaving money on the table.
You gotta make sure you get in contact with the lead DNX consultant as well.
And so
is that you, Josh? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's what you need.
Yeah, Josh is leading the team of consultants over at DNX.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I thought I liked it when I bought it, and I asked Josh, I'm like, "Is this a good price?" And he did. Yeah, I think his quote was, "Yeah." So I don't remember exactly, but it was.
I think I said, "Yeah, if you don't buy it, I will."
Maybe. Maybe. So, but this is an interesting one because the guy reached out to me directly through Whois, and I wrote back to him, and then I don't know. I'm assuming it ended up him that was buying it. That ended up buying it on GoDaddy, but he reached out to me first directly, and then and I wrote back to him. And I'm like, we can, I can work with you on this, and blah blah blah. And maybe it scared him that I said, oh, by the way, I also have the highest publicly reported .ai sale. So my valuation is he offered me $20K, and I'm like, no, not interested, not even close. And I said, just FYI, my valuation, comes with data. I have the highest reported. And maybe he's like, oh, fuck, this guy's going to, play games or whatever.
So anyway, cool. All right, Braden, what about you? You got a buy or a sell?
I'll do a sale.
Okay.
Crude.com. CRUDE. Crude.
Crude.com. Damn, son. Okay. Crude.com.
Oh, man.
It's a tough one.
I don't love this name, but I feel like you did good.
I know. How good, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, how good?
I could just see it in your face, Braden.
You don't see shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it like a big dog, or is this just a solid sale?
Well, I mean, the word is crude. So.
Yeah.
Ask them if they want crudo.
All right, let's go. Flip it. 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. So we've got 249 by Amar, 275,000 for Josh, and I went with 400,000. I went with a big sale.
Amar, 200.
Ah, man. Well, I wouldn't have got it anyway. I was at 3. My initial was at 3, and then I bumped it up. So, all right, talk to us.
So I actually had this. I had it priced higher. I've owned this for 9 years, almost exactly, literally by 2 days. 9 years. I paid $25,000 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy started like back in June with I think a $60,000 offer. And he was just a tough negotiator. We come up just a couple grand at a time. And we had like 1,000 back and forth emails and text messages. And finally I was just like, look, 200 is the bottom line. I'm not coming down. That's it. Take it or leave it. And still we went back and forth like 20 more times. He said, gotta start with a 1. Gotta start. I was like, so I sent him a text, 199,999. You win.
Got you. Well, it's funny.
Trophy emoji. And then he still was pushing back. And I was like, I'm not. So eventually he pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I dig it. I mean, for me, it's like, in looking at what it's being used for, it is in line with what I would have thought, which is, it involves
energy
market data. and analytics, right? So you
Yeah.
think Crude, you might think, oh, was it going to be a joke site or something, but it's really crude oil, right? Like
Yeah, great
oil's
name.
hot,
oil right away.
and
Yeah.
oil is hot. So, or at least
Yeah, but the issue with that name is it's got one use, right? It is not an empty vessel. It's gonna be used for like a commodities trader or something. It's gonna be crude oil.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like Billy Bob would buy it because he wants his email address to be billybob@crude.com because he's got oil wells. And I mean, I'm happy with the $25,000 purchase price, but I just wouldn't have paid a lot for this name because it's of a singular usage.
Next.
But
all right, well, good stuff. All right, Josh, what about you, man? What you got? You got a buy or a sell?
I have sales, but they're small sales. So I'm gonna have to do a buy. I do have a sell in escrow right now that's close to closing, six figure deal, but
nice.
we'll do a buy. It's
Are you gonna give a shout out to yourself on the buy?
yeah, actually, yeah. It's DEDI.com, DEDI.
Oh, DEDI.com, and this was a buy?
Yep.
Fuck.
I'm not good at buys.
DEDI.
I don't know how to. Let's see.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep doing buys, following my tradition of making you guys guess way lower than what I paid. It's been fun recently.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put real numbers up. We'll see. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Braden's at 2,000, Amar's at 9,900, and I'm at 19,999.
Yeah, Amar wins. It was
Amar wins the game. That's the game for
bro.
Amar. What was Amar? What was your guess? 9,900?
Yeah.
it was
I was
10
gonna do
grand.
4. Oh,
10
10.
grand.
I was gonna do
Woof.
14. But all right, that's solid. It's a great name. I mean, it's great 4-character, pronounceable. Like, what else you got? What else was your thought process?
Just a good CVCV. Those names are kind of going in auction for like 20 at the moment, 25.
That's what I said. That was my guess, man. But you went and did better. You did better. You went outside your normal, vibe, and you.
Well, he had a good consultant.
Yeah.
Did you get it from DN? Did you buy it on DNX?
I honestly don't like super love CVCVs like everyone else, unless they're just like really, really, really good. Like they have meaning behind them, or they're like words. Like those ones are obviously incredible. But just like these kind of CVCVs, I don't love them. But if I can get them below what I know that they are kind of liquid for, then it's just kind of like I feel like I have to do it. So just do it.
I think it's a great deal. I think it's a great name. We're
I don't have any.
Really?
No CVCV.com?
That's wild, man. Well, because you got all
I've
those
got
one-word killers, though.
I've got some 4Ls, but
So you got yourself old.
I know Drew really like when I have like a really high priced CVCV, I go to like Drew or James.
Yeah. Pretty much closes out the domain game. Good job, guys. And we'll keep it moving. So next we got the NameJet Gonna Jet segment sponsored by NameJet, reviewing a list of domains coming up for auction to see what the Sherpas like, what they don't like. Go to the site, revamp the spreadsheet a little bit to kind of match more the format of NameJet, what they got going on the NameJet site, including age. They show the age of domains now, as well as, back orders and some other stuff. Estimate valuations, take them with a grain of salt, and along with a little bit of other data. So yeah, you can go grab the spreadsheet from the show notes, and hopefully it'll help you all out. No financial advice, you know what I mean? But let's keep it moving. So we got this list, and Braden, why don't we start with you, since you got that jacket, that fancy jacket.
All right. Can't say I love this list.
Hey man, I can't take it. I don't take it personal. They're not my names. You know what I'm saying? So I just do what I can.
Ainsley, I think is a decent name. Women's names are always good. When it comes down to price, it's not. I don't know if it's easy to spell, but it's a decent name. So I like that one. I like survival kits because survival's a thing. There's a lot of preppers out there.
I'll get your prep on. You know what I'm saying?
Again, it's not worth a ton because it's only got one usage, but it's a good name. And then LSF, of course, decent.
LSF. Yeah.
Good letters. So I mean that'll probably go too high because everybody's looking at it, but
I mean,
but it's obviously
135 back orders. That's going to be, that'll be pretty active. So yeah. All right. Well, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Josh. What about you? What you like? What don't you like?
Yeah, we've gone we've gone heavy on the 4Ls here, but I will say that I like compro.com. It's a good name. It's a Spanish name. It means like buy or bought.
Interesting. I didn't even know that. I was looking at it more like just like a tech company name kind of thing, like Compro.
Yeah, actually, that name there's quite a lot of usage in that way as well.
Like e-commerce. This feels like some e-com in there.
Yeah, I think there's some good value to be had there. If there's not too many eyeballs on that auction, I think someone could get a good deal. What would a good deal look like for that name? Around 10 grand would be a good deal.
We got the ICA meeting coming up. I think that's where the room block just closed, so I think there may be an opportunity to still get a room, but like you got to do it like yesterday. So I would think if anybody's trying to finalize their plans and hasn't done so yet, now would be the time to do that. Flights aren't going to get cheaper, and like I said, I think the room block is almost like basically either sold out or closed out. So, but I know as of like yesterday, the day before, there was they were kind of last call on that. So I would urge anybody that's still figuring it out to just get it figured out and gonna be all good. Looking forward to pickleball, and that's the activity we'll all be at.
The Kubba Kup is gonna be even bigger and better, and now we got returning champion coming in and as a sponsor on top of that also. I don't know.
DNX
He's going to be bringing the heat. He's going to want that trophy for his sponsorship money.
That's it. He's like
either that or the beers. I don't know.
Yeah. There will be open bar and plenty of food. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be weird getting hammered by like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not gonna be all kind of tough.
And we'll see Braden. Maybe Braden's gonna go home with a trophy this time.
Oh well, considering that I think I've played once this year, I don't think I'm gonna do that great. I literally have not been playing. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'll probably play, but I'm gonna get hammered. So.
We could do handicaps, Amar, like every 0.1 higher than the average, you have to take a shot.
There you go. Josh is gonna be staggering around like a motherfucker out there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's our only hope. I'm actually not even gonna play because I'm helping you with the organization, so I'm planning on just kind of chilling.
No. We're hiring. They're gonna actually have somebody. One of their pros is gonna run the whole thing, so you don't have to do shit. You just gotta have fun and play.
That was my excuse to not have to play, man. So I'm sticking with it. I got my doctor says I need a backiotomy.
You got to play, bro.
Oh man, come on, man. That means I got to get out here. Josh, you got to roll through, man. What are you up to this afternoon, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, get a volley going. I'll set the net up. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I've literally 2 years ago, I'm like, that's it. I'm in. I'm gonna play, and then I could literally go out and play right now, and I don't.
I thought when you played, you didn't play last year, but the year before, and I thought you said you did all right.
I did all right until we got screwed over by the GoDaddy guys. You know,
no, that's a sore subject for JT.
I mean, I'm still like whatever, Paul and Alan. You know what I'm saying?
Right, he's still salty.
I'm still salty. I'm gonna stay salty. But yeah, no, it was good. It was fun. And, probably played 2 or 3 times since then, but it's just, definitely haven't gotten after it as much as I thought I might, and, but it's all good. We'll see. We'll see what's up. Either way, I'm going to be there. I'll be on location. Very excited for the event in general. Got my flights and whatnot. Josh, I'll be flying back. You and I are flying home together, so we'll be on the same flight.
Oh, nice.
So I'll see if I can sneak up to first class. I'll be like, I know him. Let me. I'll be like, sir, you have to go back to the back of the plane where your seat is. I'll be like, but that's my boy.
No, I know you're gonna be up there. buy it, and if you don't buy it, I'll buy it. Just to like, you know, it's like
you said that to me a bunch of times.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
but the thing is, otherwise, how are they going to take your opinion like seriously, right? It's like, well,
put your money where your mouth is,
right? So
yeah,
I don't know.
Absolutely, dude. Oh, I love it. Well, good stuff, man. Congratulations, great work, and you know, excited to see what the future and the new year will bring for sure.
Appreciate it.
Cool. So, Amar, what about you, dog? Other than just keep killing it with these AI sales and just other sales and stuff.
Yeah. No, everything's good, dude. Everything's good. It's you know, end of the year stuff, like I said, can be a little stressful, but it's also fun. And had a holiday party last night at my friend's house, and that was fun. And playing pickleball here in 2 hours, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm ready for the Kubba Kup. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready, dude. I'm so pumped. I read I saw a tweet this morning actually, which was, I think it's going to kind of be what I'm working on for next year. It's about prioritizing the process over the outcome. And really that, you know, it's kind of like I guess a better system, a better way to improve at something is you're not be so goal driven and more process driven, and then you'll hit the goal, right? Just as a natural byproduct.
Yep. It's very interesting you say that, because, you know, I kind of dig into a bunch of that kind of stuff, especially around like the coaching and whatnot that I do. And, you know, for not just my kids, but the, you know, the other teams that I coach. And, you know, it's interesting because a lot of times we have opinions on how things went, you know, are very outcome based, you know, and sometimes that takes away from, you know, really the bigger picture plan, right? Because sometimes outcomes are driven not by things that are actually under your control, right?
Correct.
So it's like, so when you're doing that and you're basing everything off of like, okay, well, you know, obviously, did it work, or things like, did we win, you know? But, you know, that doesn't necessarily always make the best measure of the actual input, right? So, you know, like you said, if you're establishing more about your process and, you know, just showing up and doing what you're doing, and, you know, it's more about that will drive, you know, multiple positive outcomes versus like, you know, everything like, you know, it's almost like for basketball, right? Somebody shoots a shot. It's like, okay, it was a good shot. Did it go in? Right. Sometimes it's like somebody will take a terrible shot and it goes in. So you're like, oh, that was, it may have been the wrong shot. Right. So you shouldn't have shot that shot. But the fact that it went in is actually not worse, because you're going to do it again.
Right.
You know, and reinforce bad habits.